everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, whichever one it is. You made it. Every single one of you made it to the finish line. We're so nearly there. We're a day away. I'm so proud of you. Do you like my t-shirts? A few weeks ago we did an assembly where I talked about Charlie Maxey, who wrote a beautiful book that I have here in my office with me, and this is a t-shirt that reminds us that love wins. In every situation, kindness, love, care for other people always wins through in the end. And the message that I've had loud and clear throughout this lockdown period from our community is that we care and that our love for our community has shone through and it has helped us to get to the finish line. So let's go back right to the beginning, and that was about 15 weeks ago. 15 long weeks. Do you remember I told you a story about two characters? I wonder if you can remember these two characters. We had a hare. A hare, if you remember, was a little bit bigger than a rabbit. And a hare was fast, long and muscular legs, could spring through the grass at speed. And then we had our friend, the Yorkshire tortoise. Now this is as close as I'm going to get to a tortoise. I think it's actually a turtle. But here is our friend, the Yorkshire tortoise. Now, do you remember those two characters had two very different approaches to the race that we knew that lockdown was going to be all those weeks ago? When we were at the beginning of the journey, we weren't sure what to expect, but we did remember that this may well feel more like a marathon, so that's a super long race, than a sprint from one side of the mugger to the other. Do you remember that the hare, our friend the hare here, his attitude to the race was that he was going to steam on through, fly like the wind, sprint like a rocket to the finish line. And we were a bit wary of this. We knew that this may be not the kind of approach that we needed to take. We knew from the story that the hare unfortunately ran out of a bit of steam, ran out of a bit of energy by the time he got to a tree. And he thought to himself, you know what, I'm so fast, I'm so bold, I'm so good at this, I'm going to have a little rest. And do you remember that he fell asleep under the boughs of the tree? And he was snoring away, enjoying a lovely, lovely sleep. Now, he wasn't very bright in his strategy, because if you want to win a race, I think pretty much all of us would know that it's not a good idea to have a sleep in the middle of it. But we think that probably he was a bit boastful. He thought that he was going to be really, really good at this and didn't really take account of the brain and the strategy of the tortoise. Now, as soon as I mention the word tortoise, my accent changes. Okay, so our Yorkshire tortoise here, he were a lot brighter, that's for sure. He had a plan, and he knew that it were a long, long way from the start line through to finish. And he thought to himself, I've got a strategy here. I'm not going to burn out in the first mile. I'm going to plod on and on and on really slowly. I wonder if you can remember the phrase that we talked about at the end. We said slow and steady. What did we say about it? We said that when you're slow and steady, you win the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, if you remember, the hare was so busy sleeping under the tree that the tortoise, however slow, because they're known for being slow, overtook the hare and made it to the finish line first, because the hare was snoozing. Now, the thing is, you, me, your parents, all of us that live in this wonderful community that is Hollingwood, we have been like the tortoise. We've kept going. We've kept waking up to those notifications on Seesaw and storming our way through them. We've kept coming into school. We've kept doing the right thing. And everything that we've done with this kind of motto, because we know that in the end, love will win, we'll overcome it because we're resilient people. Okay, now I want to say a huge, huge well done, first of all, to all the children that are at home. You are the Hollingwood heroes of the hour, because you've done 15 long weeks. May even be more than that for some of you, because some children went home before the actual lockdown started. So you have been ploughing your way through this difficult situation for such a long time. What I'm so happy about is when we had that very first assembly, we talked about staying connected. And through things like the Olympics, Dragon's Den, the dance that we did, the We Miss You videos, we have stayed together as a community. We've come out of this situation feeling positive and good, and again, as I said, completely whole. So I'm so happy. Thank you for that. Now I want to make a couple of announcements before we finish for the summer holidays. The first thing I want to say to you is you won the race, okay? The race is over for now, and we are looking forward to resting over the summer holidays, staying safe throughout the summer holidays and ready to come back to us in September, refreshed, rested, and having had time with our family members. Now, if you're a Year 6 pupil, you will be already thinking about your transition, turning over a page in this new book that is the next part of your journey, and moving on to secondary school. So I want to say, first of all, that we wish you every success, every happiness as you move on to your chosen secondary school. We really value the contribution that you've made here at Hollingwood Primary School. Now, before we move on to that, can I also say big well done to all of you that contributed to the Leavers Assembly video. We think that some of your videos might have got lost on Seesaw. So if you didn't post your video directly to the activity as it was posted on Seesaw, if it was just added within your journal, it's possible that your teachers have missed it. So we do apologise if some of your videos and photographs and speeches didn't appear last night, but it's because they didn't end up in the right place, and it would have been really difficult for the teachers to go back through every single child's journal to find if maybe they'd put something there. So we can only apologise there, and sincerely hope that even with what we did put together, and I think we did a great job there, that you saw your friends collected together, that you were proud of the contributions that they'd made too, and I hope that it didn't spoil your enjoyment of what in my mind was a really, really lovely and well-intentioned thing. So thank you for that. Okay, so stay safe over the summer holidays. Get ready for Team Hollingwood back at full capacity in September, ready to rumble once more. Okay? Enjoy yourselves. Take care. Be good. Let your parents have a bit of a break, please. Let them have a rest. All right, take care, everyone. See you all soon.